Hello guys, myself Chirag. This is my third video in ISRO and BARC interview series. And in this video, we will talk about EDC interview questions, electronic device and circuits. This is part 1. In this video, we will talk about only diodes. I try to explain using animations. Hope you like it. In this slide, we will talk about the behavior of a PN diode in switching condition. And this is an open circuit PN diode, and the PN diode have four types of charge carriers. At P side, majority carries is hole. At N side, majority carries is electron. At P side, minority carriers are electron, and at N side, minority carriers are hole. When we connect diode into forward bias, then there is a diffusion current. The concentration of minority carriers higher near junction. You can see that in this diagram that charge carrier are high at near junction. This is it happens due to diffusion from other side, and minority carriers decreases exponentially. This is the formula. You can see that the minority carriers inside are holes, and minority carriers decreases exponentially when we go away from junction. And in forward bias, so majority currents are diffusion current. So this is a charge carrier profile in forward bias. When we connect PN diode into a reverse bias, the diffusion current becomes zero. There is a no diffusion current, and the concentration of minority carriers is zero near junction. Yeah, we can see that the charge carriers near junctions are zero, and in reverse bias, charges go away from junction. So at junction there is a no charge. Now this slide show the transient behavior of diode, transient or switching behavior of diode. When here we apply input, input voltage is just a square wave. We suddenly make it off. Here from animation you can see that when voltage decreases instantaneously, there should be a current, there should be current zero, but you can see that current is not zero, it becomes negative, and then it becomes zero. It takes some time to become zero. It happens because of charge concentration. In this diagram you can see that at forward bias, when we go to forward to reverse bias, charge carrier concentration decreases, and charge concentration of minority carriers do not disappear instantaneously. It takes some time. This is the reason the current is not zero instantaneously. And charge profile timing depends on concentration of minority carriers and carrier lifetime. These are the two important points which are asked in interview. So we use gold atoms in diode to increase the speed. Actually, gold atoms decreases the carrier lifetime, and so it makes recombination rates faster. So charge concentration disappear. Next topic is solar cell, and the solar cell works on the principle of photovoltaic effect. Solar cell have two type of semiconductors, N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductor. Upper layer is N-type semiconductor, which is thin compared to lower layer, which is P-type semiconductor. Due to this combination, there is a formation of depletion region near junction, and upper layer have positive ions and lower layer have negative ions. And you know that upper layer is very thin, which is n-type. It is approximately 1 micrometer. So light can easily penetrate it, and it can fall on junction easily. And light energy is approximate 2 to 3 electron volt. And you know that for silicon, difference between valency and conduction band is about 1.1 electron volt. So this light energy can easily break bonds in valency band. So by breaking bond, electron hole pairs are generated. And there is a internal electric field between depletion layer. Due to this internal electric fields, electron and holes pair are repelled, and they go away from junction. This is the open circuit condition. So due to this electric field difference, there is a formation of voltage difference. So this is the condition of open circuit solar cell. When we connect load across n plus layer and p-type semiconductor, electron hole pairs can easily go through load, and light energy is generated. So there is a we get a constant voltage. Next questions on solar cells are about efficiency. What are solar cell characteristics? There are three characteristics of solar cell. First is short circuit current, and short circuit current is maximum current flowing in short circuit condition, and it depends on intensity of lights and the angle at which light falls on cell. And second is open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage depends on the techniques of manufacturing and temperature, and it is approximate 0.6 volt. It should be dependent that open circuit voltage do not depend on intensity of light. It only depends on techniques of manufacturing. And for solar silicon cell, it is approximate 0.6 volt. So solar cell act as a constant voltage source. Third is efficiency of solar cell. It is defines a ratio of maximum electrical output to radiation power input to cell. Now next questions are on LED, light emitting diodes. And light emitting diodes are used in forward bias, and in forward bias electrons can go easily towards p-type semiconductor. When it go to p-type semiconductors, it recombines with holes, and from this recombination, from quantum theory, there is a transition of energy states from higher to lower, so there will be a emission of light. uh, Actually, this is a PN diode, but difference is that the material used uh, are not silicon; they are direct band semiconductors. And from in direct band semiconductors, when there is a recombination, energy releases in form of light. So these are the some materials which are used to make LED. Direct band semiconductors do not have middle energy state between conduction and valency band. So there is no middle energy, so electron can easily go from conduction to valency band. So it should be noted that we cannot use a silicon. So these are the materials used in formation of LED. So most commonly used material is gallium arsenide, and it is used in TV remotes and AC remotes also. And it should be noted that it do not emit light. It emits infrared. So its wavelength is about 850 nanometer, and its energy band gap is 1.21 volt. And application of LEDs are in optocouplers. Optocouplers are used in optical fiber communication, used as a source, and photodiodes are used as detectors. Of diode is photodiode, and photodiode works on the principle of photoconductive effect, and the photoconductive effect is also called photoresistive effect. And you know that photodiode always used in reverse bias. So as per diagram, when light falls on reverse bias, there will be generation of electron hole pair in depletion layer, and you know the depletion layer width will be higher in reverse bias. So there will be more electron hole pairs are generated, and percentage generation of minority carriers are very high compared to percentage generation of majority carriers. So there will be effect on reverse saturation current, and we can say that the reverse saturation current increases when light incident on junction. So it happens because carrier charge increases, so reverse saturation current increases. This type of current is also called photo current. And so when light intensity increases, photo current increases. So where we can say that photo current is directly proportional to light intensity. And second term is dark current. Dark current is nothing but a reverse saturation current when there is a no light. And second point is reverse saturation occurs because of minority carriers. So when the temperature increases, minority carriers increases. So dark current also increases. This topic we will talk about tunnel diode. Tunnel diode works in a forward bias, and it is heavily doped diode compared to normal PN diode. This is a heavily doped diode, and it is a due to heavy doping. It is a very thin layer of depletion region. So difference between normal PN diode is or tunnel diode is that it show negative resistance. This is a graph of tunnel diode IV characteristic, and this is a cutoff region. And before cutoff region, difference between normal diode and tunnel diode is that there is a negative resistance region. And in next slides, we will see how this negative region occurs. So this is the condition when there is a no voltage supply is applied. We can see that tunnel diode is heavily doped, so Fermi level in N side stay in conduction band, and at P side Fermi level stay in valency band. So we can see that both Fermi level coincide in a conduction and valency band respectively. So in open circuit condition there will be no current because the energy difference between electron and hole is very high. So when we increase a small voltage, then this is the barrier, then potential barrier decreases. Due to this potential barrier, some electrons can go towards hole side, P side. So there will be a small tunnel current. This is called tunnel current. So current will not be zero. There will be some small current. When we further increase the voltage, this potential barrier further decrease, and this energy level of electron increases. So maximum number of electron and holes can go towards opposite side. So you can see that electrons can easily go towards holes p side. So in this situation, current will be maximum. When we further increase the voltage, the potential barrier decreases, but problem is that the less number of electrons can go towards p side. It is happening because you can see that the energy level difference between p side and n side increases. So less number of electron can go towards p side. So this is called tunnel current decreases. So this is called negative resistance region. This is called negative resistance region because when we increase voltage, there is a decrease in current. In this region, tunnel diode work as energy source because delivered energy is V into I. So if I is negative, then it is minus V into I. So negative power delivered means there is a power absorbed. When we further increase the voltage beyond cut-in voltage, this is a cut-in voltage, and cut-in voltage for silicon is approximate 0.7 voltage, then it will act as a normal PN diode, and in normal PN diode, current will increase beyond cut-in voltage. This is the main difference between PN diode and tunnel diode. In simple PN diode, before cut-in voltage, current will be zero, but in tunnel diode, current will first increase and then decrease. So it can be used as a ultra high frequency switch at microwave range, and it is used as high frequency oscillators and amplifiers. It has a low noise and low power consumption, and it can be used as low logic memory device. Any device which show a negative resistance characteristic that can be used as memory device. Now next topic is gun diode, and a gun diode do not have a PN diode. Actually, it has a only N type of semiconductor, and in this diagram you can see that it is a only N type semiconductor with the difference in concentration of doping. And material used for fabrications are gallium arsenide and indium phosphate. We cannot use silicon here. The reason is the gallium arsenide have two energy band inside conduction band. These two energy bands are called lower valley and upper valley. This is the main difference between simple silicon and gallium arsenide. So gun diodes are also called TED. TED are transferred electron device. And gun diodes show the negative resistance region. So it can act as microwave oscillator or amplifier. And now we will see how it will show. This is the diagram of gallium arsenide, energy band diagram of gallium arsenide. It has a two energy states in conduction band, lower valley and upper valley. This is called RWS theory, and lower valley have lower effective mass of electron. So there will be less. There will be high mobility of electrons in lower valley, and in upper valley there is a higher effective mass of electron. There is higher effective mass, so mobility of electron will be low. When voltage increases from zero, few electrons can go to from valency band to conduction band, and first there is a lower valley, so current increases. initially. When voltage is further increased, now there is a problem because lower valley have a higher mobility and upper valley have a lower mobility. So when we further increase the voltage, electrons gains the energy and it will go to higher energy states. But even if electrons are going to higher energy states, current decrease because of there is a less electron gain, less mobility is directly proportional to drift velocity, and drift velocity is directly proportional to current density by formula G equal to NQVD. So when drift velocity decreases, current decreases. So this is called negative resistance region. When voltage is further increased, so now there is a no problem. Many some of electrons can achieve higher energy states above uh, upper valley, so current will increase further. So from this diagram you can say that this diagram is same as tunnel diode diagram, and it show negative resistance region, so it can be act as oscillator or amplifier. Now we will talk about some other type of diodes. First diode is pin diode. In pin diode, there is a one extra layer between p-type and n-type semiconductor. This extra layer is called intrinsic region. Due to use of intrinsic region, depletion width between p-type and n-type will be high, so transition capacitance will be low, so overall switching speed will increase. So pin diode used as RF switch, high voltage rectifier, and photo detector. It detects X-ray and gamma ray photons. Next type of diode is Schottky diode. Schottky diode is also called metal semiconductor diode. Instead of p-type semiconductor, it have a metal. It have a metal and n-type semiconductor. It have only one type of charge, that is electron. So in Schottky diode, there is a no minority carriers. No minority carriers, so there is a no transition capacitance. So there is a no delay in switching phenomena. So Schottky diode is a metal semiconductor diode with low forward voltage drop. So forward voltage drop is approximate 0.3 volt. So it is used as fast switch. Now other type of diodes are point contact diode. Contact diode is formed by touching a metallic wire with a n-type of semiconductor, which uses a small area of contact, and that wire is tungsten or phosphor bronze. It has a very high switching speed because of a small junction area. Now next is varactile diode. Varactile diodes are used in reverse bias, and the depletion width is controlled by applied reverse bias voltage. So it can use as variable junction capacitance. So it is also called variable capacitor diode. Now next is step recovery diode. In this diode, concentration of charge carriers decreases near junction. The doping density is extremely small near junction, due to which charge storage is negligible near junction, and this leads to fast switching of diode from on to off state. Topic is photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect was given by first Phillips, and then it was explained by Einstein. And very few people know that Einstein got the Nobel Prize for photoelectric effect, not theory of relativity of E is equal to mc square. So this was the main research of Einstein. And Einstein told that photon energy is a combination of both work function and kinetic energy of electron. And in this video, we can see that when light or photons fall into a metallic plate is cathode, electrons emit from that plate. This is a photoelectric effect. Now, number of photons directly proportional to light of intensity of light. It shows the particle nature of light. But maximum kinetic energy of electron is depends on frequency of light. So this shows the wave behavior of EM wave, light EM wave. For electron emission, frequency of light must be greater than threshold voltage. So this is a photoelectric effect, and in this effect, Einstein showed the both light have a both particle and wave nature. Write suggestions or doubt in comment section. Please subscribe my channel to get latest update. Thank you.